resolution late this afternoon sent to me by our bonding attorney for the Wind Lake Road project. So this is a resolution for us to set the public hearing for the final meeting to view the official role of the special assessment district. So this is the resolution that we need to appoint, to approve tonight to set that public hearing. So we need to add that to the agenda, number 12.
Make a motion to approve the agenda with the addition of number 12, the resolution for Wind Lake.
Support. Motion and support. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public time. 3 minutes for anything you'd like to speak about. Want to do a
I can go.
It's up to you.
Okay. I didn't send you an official written library report because not a lot happened as far as board action. We had only one board action, and that was to dissolve the director search committee because we have a director now. I can let you know some good things that are happening at the library. This would be all for the month of March. Carbon monoxide exposure prevention. Family Literacy Center is doing winter child tutoring, book clubs at various branches. There's Kids Lego Club, a self-sufficiency program, a game and puzzle day, a career workshop by Michigan Works, and a lot more. Those are just a few things. That's pretty much it. The public comments were kind of the same. A lot of personal attacks, not really worth talking about. I did bring up a few concerning things during my board comments. There was an event at Hicks Theater where the president of our library, Friends of the Library, gave some misinformation regarding a policy. So I just wanted to bring that up. And I wanted to give you this. What I've done is I went back to, ever since you guys have appointed me, that's all the board actions. There's just one you could, I think we actually a couple.
We'll just, whoever wants to look at it can
So,
look at it.
I thought maybe after you look this over, you might prefer if I do this just maybe once a quarter, just so you know these are all the things that the board has done. So if you hear other things, you're like,
Whatever you would like to, I mean, I think this will be pretty quick to look at and so
and
that's
I'll
fine.
still come and give like a moral update, but so.
That's a good idea.
And that's all I have. But Susan, I know you did take one of these at the library board meeting, and there is a correction to that one. So would you like one?
Thank you, Peggy, yes.
Yep, you're welcome.
I appreciate that.
All right, anybody else?
I'm a retired teacher, some of you probably know. So I was surprised last month when Mr. John Van Wagner told you that our state constitution says religion, morality, and knowledge, that being the foundation for good government and the happiness of mankind, and education shall forever be encouraged. So I want to take you back to high school for a minute, and I want to strip that sentence down to its subject and its predicate. If we do that, we get religion, morality, and knowledge and education shall forever be encouraged. But what Article 8 actually says is, and this is a direct quote, religion, morality, and knowledge being necessary to good government and the happiness of mankind, schools and the means of education shall forever be encouraged. So we go back to high school again for a minute. We strip it back to the subject and the predicate, and we get schools and the means of education shall forever be encouraged. The two sentences have totally different meaning. The way Mr. Van Wagner expressed it says that religion and morality shall forever be encouraged in education, but that's not what the Constitution says. It says those things are important, but schools and the means of education shall forever be encouraged. I loved syntax. I studied it as part of my degree in college, and I just want to tell you that words do matter. Word order matters. Switching out little words matters. You switch some words or phrases around, and now instead of encouraging schools and the means of education forever, you are being led to believe that our Constitution tells you that religion and morality should be encouraged in education. Also, I did ask your clerk to give you an update on GLTA. I was very pleased when I was at the meeting in January to find that the corrections that needed to be made are happening. The meeting's now not behind a locked door. The public is welcome. We're not being required to sign in. Still need to get that website up to date. That's a problem. It says it's copyright 2026, but it has no current information on it. It doesn't even have the current board members on it. So that is something that I hope will come in the future, but I was really pleased to see that they were moving in the right direction to be compliant with the Open Meetings Act. And I forgot to say, I'm Susan Huff, and I am from Lapeer Township, and I am speaking for myself. If I am speaking for Fight for the First Lapeer, I will make sure that I make it clear that I am, but any other time, I'm speaking for myself. Thank you very much.
Anybody else? All right, let's move on to the agenda. General correspondences for review. Sort of changed our summary page a little bit.
Change the look, didn't it?
Yeah.
Has it on there, just
Yeah. We've got the construction code minutes. And as you can see here, we did replace Ron Siskey on the board. So he will be missed, but he will still be at our meetings. I guarantee it.
Sure it will be.
He won't be able to let go.
Who replaced him, or who did you?
Steve Camouflage, he's the supervisor of Lynn Township. Lynn Township is out of our county, but Lynn Township is an owning municipality of construction code authority.
Okay, last name again?
Kalflesh?
Yeah,
K-A-L, B as in boy, F as in Frank, L-E-I-S-C-H. Kalflesh?
I don't know.
but Steve, who we replaced Ron with, Steve, since I've been on the CCA board, he's never missed an annual meeting. So he doesn't come to our monthly meetings, he will now, but he has never missed an annual.
So he's involved, it's
Yep.
good.
So there's a letter here from the city of Lapeer. Hope you all had time to look at it. It's just in reference of a parcel that somebody wanted to develop in the township off of Turtle Road. And they came to, was it this meeting, Phil, or the planning commission meeting? Was this
Keep the
planning commission meeting?
It's in the fall, I think November maybe.
It seems like I was at that meeting, I'm
You
not
could have been.
sure.
Yeah.
But he had stated, the developer had stated that the city was giving him sewer and water. And he could get these in, hey, great, we'll let you develop it, but we need to see that in writing. No. The city manager did a great job following our agreement. And they do not offer the city services for multiple family living. It's gotta be single family residential. So we'll see if this guy approaches us again about trying to develop the land in another fashion.
Did he even purchase it?
I don't think they did.
He hadn't purchased it.
I think they were under the impression, somebody in the city told them, yeah, we'll give you city and water, sewer and water, and we said, well, you might wanna get that in writing, get some signatures on it before you come back, and, it's turned out that, as we suspected, they didn't get that.
Yep. So I just put that in there for, city manager sent it to me, so I added it in there for you guys to read. Janelle, is there a GLTA report?
Yes, so this is from February 11th. There was discussion about fulfilling a request that the GLTA got to provide transportation to General Square Park in Dryden in September 2026 for the America 250 reenactment event. Just discussion at this point. They approved the repair of bus number 51. They passed their yearly financial audit with Manor Costerian. The first of 9 buses had been sent out for upgrades and repairs. They approved the cost of $129,900 toward the purchase of a van expansion with a lift to add to the fleet. They're still working on creating a thumb coalition that will make the purchase of some items cheaper, because they'll buy things in bulk. For example, possibly purchasing new scheduling software, so if the whole thumb purchase it, they get better pricing. Discussion about considering allowing local businesses to pay for advertising inside the buses to provide additional revenue. Working on the 2026 MDOT mobility grant, and Michigan Propane reached out to GLTA to see if they would be interested in being part of a commercial.
Did the businesses of the city of Lapeer or of Lapeer County come to you guys with this request, or are you trying about advertising inside the buses, or is this something that you guys brainstormed and is gonna go to them with?
I think they had been approached by someone, I don't know if it was the business.
GLTA board?
Yeah, I think GLTA was approached.
I think it's a little bit of a no-brainer.
Yeah. It was not anything that was decided, it was just discussion.
Okay, thank you. Dave, the police stats.
Well,
Welcome back, matter of fact.
thank you very much. Had a heck of a week. Anyway, calls for service for February is 327, which is a 25 less or so than the month before. And about the same amount of calls were handled by other departments, 30 in January, 29 last month. Motor vehicle accidents dropped it in half considerably, probably because maybe the roads were a little better in February than they were in January. Traffic stops, we doubled those, 14. Domestic calls, we had 15. Agency assists, we assisted 6 other agencies with ambulance calls and fire and all that kind of stuff. We had 277 property checks last month. Well, actually, we had 273 property checks. These numbers are incorrect. The hours are correct. So 273, directed patrol was 17, and subdivision checks were 53. And had 4 officers working, we're back to 5 strong now, with maternity leaves and vacations. And the hours worked last month, it was not 274, it was 253 3/4. I don't know who puts in for 3/4 of an hour, but somebody did. I'm not doing that anymore. And no training hours for last month, so we'll pick those up again starting this spring.
Well, now, boy, you don't like to talk as much as Stacy.
Yeah.
You enjoyed sitting up here and giving this police
You're
report.
welcome.
I'll tell you. Stacy was in his glory.
He only gets to do it once a year.
He was in his glory up here talking.
He's a good man.
Any questions for Dave?
No.
All right, thanks, Dave. I don't see Greg Wise for the county commission report. Now we got the minutes from the February 9th regular meeting. You can make a motion.
For my own minutes?
Yeah, maybe not. I'll make the motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll support.
Motion and support. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Treasurer's report, Nancy.
Tax season is done. I'm balanced with the county, and as of Wednesday morning, I will go for settlement, and I will be done. Everything's good.
Any tax payments come today that you had to send?
I have 2 that came today that I have to take with me on Wednesday to give to the county, but.
So you give them to the county, but there'll still be more owed because of the penalty.
They'll send them a balance due like I do, yeah. But I can't do anything with them, I have to give them to them.
So you don't just send them back to the residents?
No,
you take them to the
I
county.
take them to the county. Anything I get going forward, if I get anything else, they're forwarded to the county, so. Then they'll post whatever they have, and then they'll send them a balance
Okay, I
due.
thought you sent them back to the property tax.
And unfortunately, you don't know if it'll make it or not, you know. So,
I'll make the motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented.
I'll support.
Motion support to approve the treasurer's report as written. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Clerk's report, Sam.
Well, as you can see, I think that's the lowest bill run we ever had before all the ones came in today. So your new number I gave you all.
The new number is, everybody's got it, $65,377.78.
And I'll make a motion that we pay the bills. Now, $65,377.78.
I'll support.
Motion support to pay the bills in the amount of $65,377.78. Is there any further discussion? Sam, will you pull the board?
Phil?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Sam, yes.
Bills are paid. Anything else, Sam? All right. Documents on demand. A proposal for the ADA compliance. So obviously you've dealt with them, Samantha, to get, because we need to be ADA compliant on our website, and this is part of our website. You can go to documents on demand. This amount of money that they've gotten here to make these ADA compliant, that's everything.
There may be, so when I called him and I started digging into all the website stuff, and then I called Documents on Demand to ask, because I can't, you don't have you can't, they just now let you, do your own users and stuff. They just switched this over. I used to have to call him when we had a new user. He really didn't, you could just add stuff and take stuff off. He didn't have a whole lot of things you could do, so that's why I called. I said, to be ADA compliant, this is kind of like you guys have to do something, because I can't. And they were looking into all the ones that have to, they're gonna start doing the ones that have to do it this year. But he switched us over so that we have the authorization to do our users. And then now, any new documents we do will run as OCR files. I don't really
Oh, you don't know what those
I
are?
don't know the technical terms of it, but that is what makes it ADA compliant. And then we have 28,944 pages, and that's the price of $200 to do all those pages, to make those
ADA.
OCR files.
That amazes me that that's the price.
Me too.
And I hope that they realize what ADA compliance means, and these are really ADA compliant when they're done.
Well, and the only thing, they do have to switch their homepage over. They're working on that. And then they said there may be a fee that we have to pay, which our assessor already uses the Adobe PDF stuff, so I don't know how much more it would be I don't know if you have to pay per user, but you may have to utilize that for us to, but they haven't figured that all out.
This is something that we don't have on our computers, only Amy has it on the assessing computer.
Yeah, I think Amy's the only one who pays for it. Unless maybe, did you guys? I thought maybe somebody else needed it. Yeah, we purchased the software for her to use she needed it for the naps or something.
So,
But that's nothing major price wise.
oh, right, and that's a yearly
Yeah.
fee for that. But when it comes down to it, until you get a new supervisor, I don't need that on my computer.
No, that's just for when Janelle scans files, we may need to, how we just have it as a PDF, it needs to be a certain type of PDF for it to be
Redact stuff.
Yeah, they start talking all this language that I don't understand. So I'm okay. But that's the only thing, they haven't figured out yet how they're gonna do that. All I have right now is the $200 it's gonna cost to make all of our files this OCR documents that,
Is that price so low because we've already had all our stuff digitized and it's just a matter of
yeah, it's just
Converting
a
it.
few
changing.
clicks and
Yeah.
it's done?
Yeah.
But what gets me on this quote is every file, these 28,000 pages, were all scanned and put on our website. You cannot scan papers and make them ADA compliant. You cannot scan anymore to do that. You can't have somebody say, you can't say, click here to print. That don't work anymore.
But it's, however this OCR is it can be.
Well, I'm just talking out loud.
It's different than just a PDF.
Okay.
Where you can't change anything, like it's, I don't know,
I mean,
you'd have
to me, it's a wonderful price, and I hope
Yeah.
I hope it's correct. With
I think that's probably gonna be the case. It's already digitized and in the system, and somebody with, good computer knowledge can do a few clicks and convert everything to the ADA or OCR, whatever it needs to be.
So yeah, they're working on it, it's something they have to do, and we just have to switch over to, and then they'll figure out if we need to get that Adobe whatever to use in the future. But as of right now, everything else that's being scanned is OCR, and then they're gonna have to make their homepage, like when you're on our website and you click on the documents, it takes you to their homepage where all our files are listed, where the Hall rental calendar is. They have to make that compliant too, but they have to do that. So I don't know when that will be done.
And me personally, I wouldn't send any more files in for scanning until we're compliant. So that anything new being scanned will automatically be
It
the right
is.
way. I'd entertain a motion to approve documents on demand's proposal for $200 to make our files ADA compliant.
I'll make it.
That's what, yeah. It says OCR stands for optical character recognition.
Yeah, I know I read it somewhere in here, but I couldn't remember what it was either.
Technology that converts different types of documents, such as scanned paper documents or images.
Got a motion by Fick, supported by Bradford, to approve document on demand's proposal. Is there any further discussion? Regular vote fine, Sam, or do you want a roll call?
That's fine.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now to the civic clarity
Compliant
proposal to make our website ADA compliant.
Well, this is just building a whole new website.
And just because of the amount of pages, I didn't print myself one. I've looked at them, but I don't have it in my book, so I can't follow along with what you think. Sam's got anything to
Page 21 is where the actual quote is. You had I don't know if you had they're the ones who was doing CCA's website switch over.
Yeah.
You had given me a different
I
number,
know.
way bigger number,
I know,
and when she
Sam.
said that, I was like, there's missing a zero on here or something.
I was totally wrong.
I even emailed her, I said, Scott gave me a much larger number, like, are you sure this is right? And it was right, so I was shocked with that, but I had talked at the last clerk's meeting, I talked to Elmont, township clerk, and they just switched over using this company, and it was it's easy, and there wasn't a lot of headaches, and, cause you have to get a whole new domain, which means we'll be a .gov now, not .org, and that also means all of our emails will have to change.
See, the question I was raising on this other quote about all these scanned pages getting turned ADA compliant. This Civic Clarity has said they're only going back so far, like on our minutes and such that we have scanned into our website. Because of the cost, they're only going back so far, and then the ones that they don't bring up to ADA compliant will be archived. So I just thought it was this very expensive endeavor to do, but I think it's time consuming. And they're doing so many new websites that they just can't.
Well, that's if a township doesn't already contract with documents on demand, like these website people, they can have that available to people. Just like she told me we could have a calendar for Janelle to put the power on, but we already had that with Documents on Demand, so it's
That's where
different.
that is documents on demand.
Yeah, Documents on Demand is a whole different thing. It jumps from our website to them. So they're talking about minutes going back as if you didn't have Documents on Demand, you were just utilizing their,
Starting off fresh.
yeah, whatever
Okay, so
they
what
offer.
were, our minutes are documents on demand also.
Yeah, everything is. Everything.
I knew all the site plans
So
were.
they interconnect.
Everything is Documents on Demand.
So they're able to convert those documents to the new system?
Yeah, that's what they're called.
Okay.
They're
So they
cool.
interact,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
And she actually, when I talked to her on the phone, she was wondering, because she looked on our website as I was talking to her, and she goes, oh, we use Documents on Demand. And she was extremely excited to know that I had just talked to the guy 5 minutes prior, and all the information I got, because they were still kind of in the dark of if Documents on Demand was going to be doing stuff, working on it. So she felt really great about it all.
But here's another one that they're gonna get to us as time allows, because they've got a lot of the large municipalities, and they have to have compliant by April of
This year.
26.
Well,
Right.
I think it is a lot easier, simpler than we think. When I had our tech guy, IT guy in, and I made him read through this whole thing, because again, language that, I don't know. But he really liked it, and he really felt good about it, and I asked him about the whole having to switch domains and now getting new emails, and he said that you can mask emails, so like how when Dawn left, I still get every email Dawn's email would get, in case somebody hasn't switched to me. Eventually I can turn that off. That's what we would all have to do.
And you still get those today?
Yes. That's why my mailbox is always full. But that's how it's gonna go. We're gonna have to mask all our emails, and then eventually you'll get to a point where if somebody hasn't contacted you in a year, then I don't know.
I'll still occasionally get mail for Robert's son.
But I had him go through it. He liked everything. I was very shocked at the quote. She was a very, very nice and personal person, and I feel really comfortable doing it, because this is kind of.
This is the same gal that done the Zoom meeting, I believe,
Yeah.
that you talked to.
This has kind of been something that I wasn't really excited to get into, because the website stuff, since I wasn't the one who built ours, I know simple stuff with it.
So what kind of, the total package of 2510?
2,510 is the 1 year startup, and then the year 2 recurring service fee is $510 a year. So, and they do, when I was going through it with our IT guy, they will help monitor our domain. Like right now, it's just me. So like they'll help do all that stuff too.
So Civic Clarity is gonna take all of our compiled ordinances that are, is that documents on
That's
demand?
our Documents on Demand.
I guess I didn't realize there was so much on documents on demand. So that all would be done with the other quote.
Everything.
Wow.
When you log in to Documents on Demand and you get all that stuff, all the site plans, it's all the 25,000 pages we're talking about.
Okay, but our zoning ordinance, the compiled ordinances that are on
It's
there,
all on it.
that's all documents on demand.
Mhm.
Learn something every day.
Good stuff.
All right.
So you need a motion?
Yes, we do.
All right, I'll make a motion to accept the proposal from Civic Clarity for the new website in the amount of $2,510. And then $510 for year 2 reoccurring service fee.
Is there support?
I'll support it.
Motion support to accept Civic Clarity's proposal for ADA compliance for the website. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, we have some road project agreements. And we'll do them one at a time. The first one is the roadside mowing. And this will be performed by Randy Green, not the road commission. I couldn't believe how high the road commission price was to do the roadside mowing. But this will be for a double cut on all the local roads at $4,850 per cutting. Total of $9,700 for the year. And we can use our allocated funds on that, so they'll match it. We can cut it in half. So the total price for the whole year should be the $4,850. But we will like to enter an agreement with the road commission to go through Randy Green for our roadside mowing.
I'll make the motion.
Is there support?
I'll support it.
Motion support to approve the road project agreement for the township roadside mowing, 2 double passes for the year. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next proposal is for dust control. The road commission does do the dust control. And they're even talking about getting us a better price than what this is, if they can get their ducks in a row like they want, where they have a holding tank for brine they're gonna put somewheres in a gravel pit, maybe a ribble pit. And that will make our less trucking costs, it'll actually make our price go down. But we would approve up to 3 applications at an approximate cost of $9,950 per application. And I entertain a motion to approve that road project agreement.
For the total of $29,850.
Yep.
I'll make the motion.
I'll support.
Motion support to approve the dust control road project agreement through the road commission. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we have the brush axing agreement. I don't have a project picked out, but this is the brush axing agreement. It's worth for $10,000 worth of work, and they match that, so it's cost us $5,000. But these projects will either get added into a ditching project, or if we get some brush somewhere that's bothersome, we'll have them cut it down. The projects have not been picked, but this is the agreement to get $10,000 worth of work for brush axing. I entertain a motion to approve the brush axing road agreement.
I'll make the motion for brush axing.
I'll support.
Motion and support. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Last month we had our public hearing for the budget. And now we have our General Appropriations Act for March 31st, 2027. And
The only thing that changed was I obviously took the 20,000 that you said for a website out and changed that. I think it went down to 8,000.
Civic Clarity could have made a lot of money if they just listened to me.
Yeah, our normal is 5,000. I put 8,000. If we did have 20,000 somewhere there.
It goes through all your special assessment districts and. Is there any questions on the General Appropriations Act? There's 2 copies over there. If anybody wanted them, we will copy more if you would like.
So just make a motion to accept the General Appropriations Act fiscal year March 31st, 2027.
Is that your motion?
Yep.
Okay, I'll support.
Motion and support to approve the Township of Lapeer General Appropriations Act fiscal year March 31st, 2027. Is there any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same.
Let me see if we need,
Roll call.
yeah.
Sammy? All aboard?
Nancy,
Yes.
Phil,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Sam.
Appropriation Act is approved. All right, that resolution that I just got today. Like I said, it's a resolution to set the public hearing date for the, resolution setting the hearing on the special assessment roll for Wind Lake Road improvements, Special Assessment District 2026. I took a lot of slack here, Phil, for when the date of this meeting is.
Did it?
Yeah.
When is it?
It's on a Thursday.
When
night.
is it?
And they're not happy with it.
Thursday night.
And the date of the meeting is March the 26th. It's a Thursday at 7 p.m. And the bonding attorney will be here at that meeting. Pardon me?
Give me that date again.
March 26th, 2026. It's right in the resolution. And this is just a step that we have to take in order to make it legal for this public hearing.
So make a motion to accept the resolution as presented.
Is there support?
And I will support that.
We don't.
Motion and support. Is there any further discussion? Sam, will you pull the board?
Nancy,
Yeah.
Phil,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Sam, yes.
Remember, they both voted yes, so they can't be mad about the meeting date.
Really, it's Janelle's kind of the night for her birthday.
Oh, that's just tough.
She's the one she.
Takes her a whole day to get prepared for that.
It's like our Friday.
All right, we are back to public.
Thursday is
We are back to public time.
Who wants to go first? I'll go first. Again, and I'm still Susan Huff, and I'm still from Metamora. For the past year or so, the Lapeer District Library Board majority members seem to have been following a national op plan to limit access and censor materials in the library. Now some of those same folks, including the trustee you appointed, are after the public school libraries, using reviews from an ideological and biased activism website. This website often flags books addressing LGBTQ+ issues, racism, sex education, with inflammatory labels like sexually explicit, and provides out-of-context reprints of isolated pages from the books. John Van Wagner spoke as a school board member here last month, saying that books in the school library which are pervasively vulgar or obscene should be gone. This is legal territory, and once again, this is where words matter. When Mr. Van Wagner brought up the legal standard of the Miller test, he might not have known that materials that would fail the obscenity test cannot be purchased by school libraries or public libraries. Maybe he didn't know that the PICO case he referred to, using pervasive vulgarity, is a legal standard, which is applied by reviewing the entire work, not just a few isolated pages out of a book. Peggy Brodsky often calls out community standards, but again, that's legal territory. And the law actually calls for the application of contemporary legal community standards, Then there's harmful to children and sexually explicit, and yes, they are legal standards too. Using these words out of context with the perceived authority of a school board member or a library board member is not ethical. It misleads the community, and it really needs to stop. Library and school board trustees should be focused on the institutions they serve, their constitutional duties, expanding access to information and education, and solving budget and policy issues at the upper level. They should not, as John Van Wagner suggested, use their faith and their sense of our common morality to make decisions or to help parents in the education and the protection and the discernment of what knowledge needs to be dispensed to the child. Doing that would be censorship. Thank you very much.
Anybody else?
Just very quickly, a few months ago, I brought up that there were several books missing from the library. As far as I can tell, that hasn't resolved itself. There still seem to be a number of books missing. Like there are audio copies or online, you can read it online, but there aren't like actual physical copies, which is kind of concerning. And one that I was completely puzzled by was called Avoiding Bullies, Skills to Outsmart, Stop Them. And that is actually on the Kraus list, which is an infamous list of books that have been compiled where these are the books you should target and eliminate from your library as much as possible. That I'm like, I looked it up because I'm like, wouldn't that be something that's really helpful to students? But then I noticed it deals with racism. And so and I'm like, that's the only reason I can, think of that it was tagged, because that seems to be a recurring theme, is that LGBTQ plus books and racially diverse books seem to keep being targeted. And also this is what they seem to be targeting at the school level as well, like with the public schools. And they do have the books back on the shelves for now. However, they are seriously considering actually banning these books. It's not about just pulling them and restricting them. It's about banning these books. And I don't mean to put you on the spot, but Ms. Brodsky spoke at the school board meeting last month and again last week, and she's supporting the idea that these books not only be reviewed but potentially actually banned or censored. And I just wanted to give her an opportunity to explain, because in the past she said that she doesn't support banning books, so there seems to be a conflict with that. So thank you.
Anybody else?
I have something to say. Kelly Nolan, Lapeer Township. Good evening, thank you. You want to?
Oh, I do. I just forgot to say my name. Sorry, I just forget that. Sorry.
I want to talk about something we keep hearing in discussions about library materials. The idea that censorship is necessary to protect parental rights. I think that definition gets parental rights wrong. Parental rights means that each of us gets to guide our own child. I decide what my child reads and what conversations we have at home. Other parents get to make those same decisions for their families. That's what parental rights actually are. Each family making choices for their own kids. Censorship is something different. Censorship happens when materials are restricted, moved, labeled, discourage access, or removed because some people disagree with what's in them. When that happens, the decision isn't just affecting one family anymore, it affects everyone. And that's where the definition of parental rights gets flipped around. Because once access is restricted, one group of parents has effectively made the decision for all others. In a public library, that's a problem. Libraries serve the whole community, families with different values, different beliefs, different comfort levels, and different needs. The library's role isn't to decide which ideas are acceptable, it's to provide access so people can make their own choices. If a parent doesn't want their child reading a particular book, they already have that ability. They can guide what their child checks out, they can have conversations about it, they can set boundaries that reflect their family's value, That's real parental authority. But censorship goes further than that. It takes that personal decision and turns it into a community-wide restriction. Libraries have a long tradition of protecting intellectual freedoms because access to ideas, even ideas we disagree with, is important in a democratic society. That principle is reflected in standards from the American Library Association, which emphasizes access and viewpoint diversity. So when censorship is framed as protecting parental rights, it really changes the meaning of the phrase. Protecting parental rights should mean protecting every parent's ability to guide their own child, not giving some parents the powers to limit choices for everyone else. That's why I hope the board continues to provide open access and the freedom to read for the entire community. Thank you. I have some brochures on the power of the parent for you.
Any other comments? Hearing none, we'll move on to reports. Bill didn't give me an EMS report. Did anybody else an EMS report?
No.
Well, Bill, anything for the Peace Planning Commission?
Well, we did have a meeting, and I don't have the minutes, or I don't have the agenda with me, so I'm a little blank on it. I think we did a little bit of talk about the Parks and Recreation plan. I don't remember what else.
We have a site plan, special land use coming in
For this month?
this month,
Okay,
and a rezoning, which we've all been talking about for the past.
oh, yeah, the Lapeer Motors.
That's what we had to do, is we had to put, an extension on the motion they made back in November for the Lapeer Motors site plan building to get him through the rezoning.
And he has went through putting the three properties together, now he needs to get them rezoned.
Yeah, his rezoning will be either it's gonna be recommended to the township this month or not. And then after we approve it here, then we can go back and look at his site plan and the building lots.
Phil, were you at the meeting Tim and I met with our planner? Did you come into that?
Yeah.
Because that was one of the things you guys spoke of in last month's meeting, was that dog groomer wanting to come in.
Yeah.
But we didn't really have that spelled out in the ordinance and where they wanna go, it didn't really fit. We don't see a reason why it couldn't be there, but
Yeah, I think
according to the ordinance.
Yeah, I think the planner's gonna try to work on that so that we can, work something out with them. Some people wanna put a dog, dog grooming business at, Wilder Road in 21, which used to be Thumb Alarm. And so we come in the prior meeting and talked about that. And we're working with the planners to
Hopefully he has something for you guys.
tweak the ordinances and see if we can get that in. It allows for,
There's a pet shop and then the vet,
yeah,
or a kennel.
but it doesn't specifically address grooming.
What's pet shop? Can you tell me what pet shop is?
Selling pets, selling food,
Yeah,
selling
food,
things.
dog food.
That's what you call a pet shop.
Yeah.
I would add a groomer into a pet shop, no problem. Myself personally.
Yeah, it's a little different. I mean, you got the pet store down,
Yeah, there's
downtown there
groomers
where the
and pet
Kmart
stores,
Plaza used to be, but they don't do those kind of services.
Yes, they do.
Grooming.
Yeah.
Yes,
It doesn't say pet store, it says pet shop.
That's
That's supplies. Yeah, it's not like everybody has a problem, we just have to figure out how to fit it in the ordinance.
Right, it just was, that word was left out and there's no place for it in our
Well,
ordinance.
you can't necessarily name out every possible thing that's gonna come, so.
Yeah, we wanna try to make it work, we just gotta fit it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
All right, we got the next board meeting April 13th. Planning Commission is this coming Monday, March 16th at 7 p.m. No other business before us, meeting adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good enough. We could have a conversation.
looking at it, bring it.
Yeah. So it's still the other side.
Say be here by
Do you want to start?
It's good. He told you the truth.
limp on out, Ingrid, we'll see.
Hey, I just had back surgery, so give me a break.
You just had back surgery?
Well, you're doing great then.
So is how's Vaughn doing? Is